Welcome back to the Take a Step podcast, where we help young men embrace the process and take action. We've got John Szarszewski back on the show. John, what's going on?
It's been a good morning.
It has been.
It's been a full morning already. Emotional roller coaster from like getting a good workout, getting time in the Word.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if you saw us praying with our gym at the end there.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask, because I was talking with a buddy when you were doing that. I was going to ask what's going on.
Yeah. So one of our members, dude, she's a sweetheart, and she's heavily involved in like that 7 a.m. class. There's a group of girls. I'm so proud of like the community that we've been able to build. This group of friends, a couple weeks ago, they literally took a day trip to Colorado. Like,
sweet.
This group of ladies are like, hey, let's get a 1-day plane ticket. Let's go out there and just like find some hikes, some cool restaurants, and then fly back. So like that's like the friendship that's formed through fitness. But one of our girls, her fiance passed away yesterday. So they came in and they shared it, and they've been over there last night just crying with her, praying with her. And a couple of our girls are over there right now with her. But yeah, it's just heavy. And like this woman, she's so sweet. She found her fiance. She actually gave him a kidney. He had a kidney disease, so she gave him a kidney.
Before they were engaged or while they were engaged?
I'm not sure what came first.
Yeah. That would be
probably definitely put a ring on it afterwards. But man, like she's just such a giving, loving girl. And yeah, he passed away unexpectedly, had a heart attack yesterday. So it's just heavy. So going from getting a great workout, having some great time in the Word, and then like being hit with that heaviness at 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster already.
Yeah.
You want to say a prayer for him real quick?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Heavenly Father, right now we just want to lift up John to you. As we just pray that he is at your hands and feet right now, glorifying you. But also, God, for the void that's in Joanne's heart, that only you can fill. Spirit, just come alive within her and fill that void. And for our gym community, increase our capacity so we can then be there available for her as she's mourning and needs community right now. But throughout it all, God, we know that your plan is perfect, and we love you and we trust you with it. It's in your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, it's like, honestly, like what a blessing it is to be a part of a community where something like this happens, and you just go to get your morning workout in the morning, and you're hit with just like love, support, people that are there for you, praying for you. It's just like, it's an amazing community you've built through the gym.
Thank you. It's all God moving. And honestly, for myself, more and more as these things just naturally happen, as you step in and you grow your influence and you're around more people and they're coming to you in times of need, I'm recognizing the need for men to be able to consume and to take on some of the pain, but we can't hold it. So it's like it instantly just comes into me. Like I'll be there to cry with you and to pray with you, but I'm just lifting it right up to God, because I can't carry that weight on my shoulders. And for a long time I tried. And dude, like outside, I was like, I had it together, and internally I was crumbling. Yeah. Because I was trying to carry way too much weight on my shoulders.
Yeah. I heard someone say, it was our buddy Turner Lee. He was on the podcast a couple months ago, and he said, we were going through Philippians 4, cast all your, no, it's, what's the, obviously Philippians 4, there's 4:13, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. But he talks about like be anxious for nothing.
Oh yeah,
that the whole idea of being anxious for nothing, and he led into and had this quote that I loved. He said, "You were not meant to bear the weight of your own anxiety."
That verse right there, though, it's a commandment.
Yeah,
be anxious for nothing, dude. And it's not like the little things like, oh, I'll give you this, God, but dude, God, you don't understand this financial burden I'm holding on to right now. Like this one, I need to hold this. He's like, no, be anxious for nothing. Mm-hmm. But how do you do that? Through prayer and petition with thanksgiving. So it's like you cast it up to him. You say, God, I'm struggling with this. But then with thanksgiving. So once you've given it to him, then you thank him that it's no longer your burden to bear. So you thank him for taking it. Yeah. For so long, I would pray that, but literally my prayers would bounce right off the ceiling, and I'd grab them right back. Yeah. It's like, God, help me with this. My marriage, like right now, I feel like I'm falling short. You hear me? And then I'm like, all right, let me grab again and let me take it and run with it. It's like, no, cast it to him, thank him for it, and then walk in freedom. Yeah. And it really is that simple. It's not easy.
Yeah. Dude, that's one of my favorite conversations in the world, is like when I say something like the path to success, like air quotes around success, like the path is always simple, but it's not easy at all.
And we try to overcomplicate it. We're like, dude, it's too simple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's like we add complexities, making it in our minds seem like more things to do makes us feel more productive. Therefore, we're speeding up our path to success, when it's honestly slowing it down because you're just putting more elements in what should be a simple process if we just do the steps consistently.
That's me going through the roadmap for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down and I'm like, it almost stresses me out. I'm like, I want to add more to it. I'm like, dude, I got to complicate this thing.
Yeah.
But when you really just focus in on like, what is the one professional goal? What is the one personal goal? It's that simple. If I just married myself to those two things and I went all in on those for 90 days, I made a sprint towards being that person professionally and personally.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It is.
And I'm like, no, it stresses me out. I'm like, that's too easy.
Yeah.
Let me add some stuff to this. Let me add some fluff.
And one thing we were talking about, and for those of you that don't know, the roadmap is our tool we use to take a step, with coaching, the tribe, to really help clarify what it is that you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get it in a systematized fashion. And the main focus to it was how can we make it as simple as possible to set goals, because you can make the best plan in the world that's nuanced, that is pretty, that has all these details, but if you don't actually do the thing, then it's pointless. So
and then when you map it out step by step, week by week, what am I going to do? And then you just stick to the plan. Just wait and see what the outcome is.
Yeah, for sure.
We're getting into Christmas mode, so for all the dads out there, dude, get ready to like tinker and build the furniture that from IKEA and all the different toys. Like every year, my wife
IKEA furniture.
Every year she buys like these doll houses that if I follow the blueprint step by step, this thing it's a rock. It's a steel house, dude, and you couldn't break it. But I'm like, oh, I don't need to do step 2. I can just breeze through that and I can just get right to it. I can look at what this thing should be.
Yeah, just 3/4 of the way done and you realize something 100 steps ago, you're like, I got to take this whole freaking thing apart.
Yeah, anytime you're
just
done building.
Just to turn that one screw the opposite direction.
Yeah, you're like, wait, why is there leftover hardware? What?
Yeah.
There's not. You skipped a couple steps.
Yeah. Yeah, but for those of you that listen to the show, I'd love to, make that roadmap available for you in a free download. So if you want that, please reach out to us and I'll get you what you need to start working through that for yourself. But dude, I'll backstep a little bit. You talk about bearing weight on your shoulders. 5x5 squats this morning makes me,
let's go.
It was not fun. Let me tell you that. And then, dude, the workout this morning, we had 5x5 heavy squats straight into 5 sets of 10 squats. I think I did like 185. What was prescribed as booty burners, which are essentially like jumping lunges with a jump squat in between.
Your legs get so heavy on those so quick.
Yeah, and then you do a 100-meter sprint.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't fun.
It's fun to see you suck in wind.
Yeah.
I don't see that often. Like if I run with you, I'm like, okay, I can't keep up with this guy. Like you're at a talking pace and I'm sitting there huffing. But to see you come in from that sprint, legs a little shaky and like out of breath was it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you doing this morning?
So still coming off of this weekend. This is a busy weekend. So this morning wanted to take it in a little slower.
Yeah.
Some more mobility work. Had some Cossack squats, had some weighted step ups. Some like wide-legged mornings.
Yeah.
Just to get these legs like feeling mobile. And then I'm going to go hit the workout heavy later this morning.
I was going to say some mobility work might be nice with a potential ultra marathon coming up on the books.
Potential. You're signed up?
I am signed up. Waiting to get confirmation from you.
Dude, I gave you my yes, so I'm a man of my word. But I still haven't signed up. It's like there's still like
I know we got the okay from
from
Christina, so I know we're
there's
good
no
on that
more
front.
excuses. Yeah, training officially starts today.
Let's go.
But I shouldn't start training until I sign up. So after this podcast, I'm going on my computer. I'm locking it in.
Let's
February 21st.
February, I believe it's 21st.
Oh, I know it.
in the woods, 38 10 or 50K. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Dude, especially like February, Florida. It's gonna be flat. Yes, it's an ultra marathon, but it'll be a good intro ultra marathon.
This will be a great one for me because I've signed up for a couple of these races. I've done a half Ironman, I've done a marathon, but I've never fully committed to the training. I was excited for the destination and not the process.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where I'm like, I could care less about going to the event, but I want something to follow where I am just sticking to the structure 4 days a week, 4 a.m. I have a reason to get up and like a drive to get up and just get outside and get moving. So yeah, my goal in this one, especially going into next year, is just to love the process. Going back to what we said with the roadmap, like it's not necessarily the outcome of what is the professional or the personal goal, but like what does it take to get there? And that's what I'm falling in love with. So yeah, you got my yes, you got my commitment.
Let's go.
Whew.
Yeah, dude, the process is something that I feel like a lot of people, it sounds so, it's like a punchline. It's like, oh, embrace the process, love the process. But it's one thing to say it, but when you're actually in like when you're in it and there are like you deal with the adversity that comes with it, and everybody loves talking about adversity until you're actually faced with it. If you can take a step back and realize like, hey, all of these are just like, it's almost like ingredients that you're mixing in order to get to ultimately where you'd like to be, but you're not doing it because of where you'd like to be. You're not doing it just to cross the finish line. You're doing it because of like the person that you're becoming throughout that process, and like falling in love with that, like everything that's involved in that. I think is something that a lot of people overlook, and just about a lot of young men, if they could grasp their heads around that, every day would be fulfilling. Every day would have a sense of purpose behind it.
Yeah, I think this weekend I went and saw Tommy Prophet.
Yeah.
Saw his Christmas concert.
You've been to a couple sweet events over the past week.
It's been a powerful weekend, dude.
Yeah.
But this guy, dude, he's just an incredible just artist. Like you can just like feel his brain when he's up on stage, like how he can just see music and how he can literally like bring you to places through his music and like create emotion. It's incredible. And at one point he stopped in between songs and he was saying last year, sold out show for this Christmas concert. And when he's in his hotel at the end of the night, he can't sleep. He's like, I just went through this sold out show, huge arena. And he's just laying there and God's talking to him and he starts just like jotting down all these notes. He's like, he was giving me my next thing to chase. And he put together the Resurrection of the King. So he has an Easter album coming out this year. Oh, it's sweet. Like the duo, like the completion of this masterpiece of the whole story of Jesus that he's bringing into music. But it just had me thinking, like he had like this, for him, the pinnacle of his career, sold out arena for this huge show. Yeah. And like, he's not done. Like that was just one stepping stone to the next thing. And I'm sure he won't be done after the Easter album. Like there's still going to be something else. And same thing with Friday night, Bryce Crawford.
Oh, that was so great.
3,500 high school students there, just like worshiping, hearing like the real word of God being preached. And not some, like sometimes at church, we get all the positive messaging, but I feel like he was able to like actually speak some heavier truth.
Which was cool because I go back and like growing up in a, we're not growing up, but when I went to college, I was in a small town, had like a fire and brimstone Southern Baptist church that I was a part of, which I loved, and like nothing wrong with that, but the style of it is like very apparent in that community. And like we're like with the congregation at Woodstock City and a lot of the students that were there, there's a lot of like the more contemporary aspect of the church, which you get a lot of there tends to be a lot more of like the feel good sermons out there. But then Bryce comes in and it's all on self-serving. It's all on how we live in a world where it's glorified, the watch, you having the Rolex, having the shoes, having the suit, having the car, having the status, the ego, like all of that is what we serve. But with our mouth, we're saying that, hey, because I go to church, I'm a Christian. Because I'm a part of FCA, I'm a Christian. Because, we talk about Jesus at this time of year during Christmas. I'm a Christian. It's like, okay, you say one thing, but what path are you paving yourself with the actions and the choices that you're actually making and glorifying on a daily basis? And dude, for 3,500 15 to 18-year-olds, I can't imagine like a better place for them to be on a Friday night.
Yeah.
It was powerful. It was so powerful.
And I would say with churches, a lot of times they get stuck in giving them what they want.
For sure.
And that's how a lot of times you'll get them in there. Like, tell them what they want to hear to a certain extent, but then you also got to give them what they need. And they need to actually be convicted by their sin, because we all have it. So it's like, if you're not every once in a while bringing that home, you're not doing your job.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was like a beautiful way just to not just give a Sunday message. Like, this was actually, they were electively there on a Friday night.
Yeah.
That was encouraging, I will say, to see 3,500 high school kids that wanted to be there on a Friday night.
Yeah. Because you get there and you see the environment, like as like the build up to the worship getting kicked off, and you look around and you're like, it's Friday night. And these are a bunch of high schoolers in Cherokee County, Georgia. And you're like, God's moving.
Oh yeah.
Like magnificently in this place. Yeah, that was encouraging, and nothing had even started yet. And I was already like, this is such a success.
But going back to like a lot of people right now, they're probably in goal setting mode.
Yeah.
So we're finishing off the year. So we're already looking at 2026. 2026 is going to be the year, dude. I'm going to be a different guy. You're going to be a different guy. And we're making all those plans. When we're making these plans, it's easy as we step foot and we follow through with it to start to put us on the pedestal. It's like, man, I'm going to get my finances in order. And when you do that, it feels really good. I'm the man. Man, I'm gonna fix my relationships. I'm gonna make sure that I'm the best husband, the best father, the best son, the best like friend to people, and we're taking action on those. Look at me. Like, it's easy to start to make yourself feel really good, but in every guy's heart, there's a throne and there's a cross.
Yeah.
And if when you're stepping into these milestones and you're executing on your goals, it's easy to start putting yourself onto that throne. And as you do that, you're putting Jesus back on the cross.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, every single day, like, that's why I love in the roadmap, we're saying these are weekly offerings.
Yeah.
Because we're just tithing and we're just stewarding what we've been given to the best we can. But ultimately, it's not about us, because every single day we have to pick up that cross, and Jesus has to be on the throne.
Yeah, when we were first kind of going back and forth about building this thing out, it was like, and it's so common. It's almost like second nature. Just be like, all right, how do we want to lay out the commitments we're going to be making, or the habits we're going to be forming? And when we were talking, it was such a powerful conversation, and I think it's echoed through the roadmap now, where it's like, when we make a commitment, who is that commitment to? It's to yourself. So like, putting yourself back on the throne, where you feel like that is your rightful authority, because I'm going to commit to, going to the gym 3 days a week. I'm going to commit to getting 20 miles a week. I'm going to commit to, reading a personal development book every quarter. Like, okay, great. Like, not saying those are bad things. Those are all great things. But if they're commitments, like if I'm committed to doing that, I'm committed to doing that. But if I'm offering that, the focus automatically shifts from an act of self-serving to an act of other-serving, to an act of glorifying God with my actions. Because at the end of the day, everything we do is an act of stewardship, because I don't own anything.
Yeah.
I'm a manager of what God's given me. Like, with the time, with the talent, with the treasures that he's given me, what am I doing with that? How am I maximizing that? And for example, like, we look at these areas in the STEP framework: strength, tribe, expertise, and praise. If I offer something to fulfill on a weekly basis in each one of those areas, I know that, for example, mine is 3 runs and 3 lifts a week for strength. Me doing that as a commitment is saying, yeah, I'm going to get more. I'm going to build endurance, build fitness, get stronger. Great. Not a bad thing. But if I offer that, I know that me getting stronger is going to serve my family better.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to be around longer for my family. I'm going to be of more service to my community. If my community needs me in some capacity, like, everyone wants to, like, when the time comes where that's needed, everybody wishes that they had taken more action in advance. But like, being prepared is like of utmost importance. And then obviously stewarding the body that God's given me. Like, why would I not, create the greatest body that he's given me? If he's giving me a healthy body, like, I'm going to maximize that. So like everything I do in the strength category is an act of service to my family, my community, and ultimately to glorify God.
It just brings, like, every week it gives you the opportunity to go back to your why.
Yeah.
And I've seen that in the gym industry now for the last decade. If you don't have a strong why, you can have the perfect plan, but eventually when a little bit of resistance hits, you're going to fall short.
Yeah.
And then you're going to spiral down, and then you're back to where you started. And then you wait till the next year when the ball drops. Now it's my year. I'm going to really crush it. And when you recognize, no, it's not about you. These are offerings. So step into your full power every day, but not because Josh is the man.
Yeah.
I mean, be the best you can, but like, no, it's not about you. That's the biggest, like, that's my motto going into the next year. It's not about me with everything I do. And a lot of people, they're searching, like, I hear a lot of people asking, what's God's will in my life? Dude, he makes it very clear. He gives us the Great Commission.
Yeah.
Now, how do you do that? You do it with whatever your platform is, whatever the unique, like, interests, hobbies, and desires that he puts on your heart, like, use those as offerings to go out there and, like, to share his word.
Yeah.
Through your work, through your workouts, through how you love your wife, like, all those things should be pointing people to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, like, perfect example of that. And like, let's use take a step for an example. It's like I was 3 years in, 2 different corporate jobs, felt like I was building this life that the world was telling me was like the path to success when I haven't even yet defined success for myself. And I got to a point where I'm just like, I would show back up to my wife in our apartment every day, just burnt out, giving her 10% of who I was. Felt like I had no purpose behind what I was doing. And I came to a point where I'm just like, I am not willing to build this life where when I'm 65 years old, I can experience what everyone else tells me to look forward to. What about the previous 40 years? And I've talked about that before, but what that called for was like, okay, what is my purpose? And talking about God's will, like, what is God's will? What is he calling me to do? And I kept coming back to, like, yes, he is very clear. Like, everybody, like, there is not any specific difference between the will he has for your life and the will he has for my life, but the vehicles he uses to allow us to drive towards that will is where the uniqueness is. And for me, it was, I loved personal development. I love fitness. I love business growth. I loved relationships and networking and, connecting people together that are like-minded. So for me, it was like, why don't I build a platform? Why don't I build a brand that brings people together around a purpose that isn't directly gospel focused? Like, there's definitely an undertone there, because, the mission behind Take a Step is to help young men really embrace the process and take more purposeful action so they can experience fulfillment on a day-to-day basis. So many people, like we were just talking about, are encapsulated with the destination, but they need to, like, if they can realize that the process and finding fulfillment in the process will allow them to experience every single day with a sense of purpose. Like, that is my mission behind Take a Step. So it isn't like, the mission of Take a Step is not to preach the gospel to everyone and to help you come to know Jesus, but through the mission we have, bringing people in, connecting like-minded, faith-driven guys together, allowing them to have more conversations that are very gospel focused, is a result of that mission being carried out. So, like, yes, it is not, everybody does not need to build a business that's like, people, like the organizations that are built specifically on missions work and sharing the gospel, great organizations. And I fully back organizations that stand for that. But that's not to say that every single business that has to be like the leading focus of what they do on a daily basis, but having that tied to who they are, like, subsequently will lead people to a life where they get to know Jesus on a deeper level because of what you do.
And we all have different skill sets.
Yeah.
Like the event on Friday, that doesn't happen. The fact that we were able to have an incredible speaker come out, fly out from California, take part in this event, and sell it out, 3,500 students, every ticket was free.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen if we don't have incredible business owners in our local community that are growing, scaling, and making money to where they can now invest in that and sponsor the event.
Yeah. Like, for example, the dude we know that has the car dealerships, the RV sales companies.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Tutton, dude.
Yeah,
Tutton Group, like, he was able to match every donation that came in. So this thing, like, not only did it profit, so the event made money, which that money's going to now turn around and, like, we can put a Bible into every student's hands in Cherokee County if they want one.
So awesome.
And now it's my job to go out there and make sure they want one.
Yeah.
But one thing that's drawn me to you and your message with Take a Step, going back to that, is from the get-go, you told me you don't want to be the guru. Like, you don't want to be the guy that they have to come to that has all the answers.
Yeah.
You want to just create the platform to bring people together where they can have these type of conversations. And I love, like, the humble heart that you have, where it's like, I don't want to be the guy. It's not the Josh Johnson show. Like, no, it's the power of the tribe. It's the power of community and people, like, working through things together. So that's just shout out to you and your heart.
I appreciate that. And I'm happy that it has been received, because yes, I don't want to be the person with all the answers. I want to be the person that, A, like you said, brings people together, and B, empower somebody to figure out or pull out what they already have inside of them, but they haven't been asked the questions to actually think in a way that will allow them to, like, come to that conclusion. Like, for example, when we're going through the roadmap, I was working through one of our guys in the tribe. Shout out to Drew Weber. What a stud. But was working with him the other day on kind of building out what his roadmap would look like, what his, what his dream life would look like in 10 years, what, he wants to have as, like, annual goals, what's his why behind those, what are those quarterly targets, what offerings does he need to make on a weekly basis in order to, take those consistent steps. And just through, like, asking questions about, okay, you say this is the kind of person you want to be. What is that kind of person doing? And then his head starts to, oh yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Or if we're looking at an annual goal for his personal life, if it's more family focused, it's like, how do you quantify that, make it a specific goal? Okay, rather than just thinking about, like, the kind of family you want, what kinds of things are those families doing? And then that's a way you can say, hey, I want to do this with my family because these are the kinds of things that a family does that I want. So it's a way to, like, ask questions in a way that causes people to think in a way that they haven't yet thought, like, so that they can come to conclusions that, so, like, and I say all that to say, it's asking questions, not giving information. It's sharing, not giving information. It's sharing experiences and not giving answers, because it helps
you're the
people
guide
think that way. Yeah.
In every story, there's a hero, there's a villain, and there's a guide. So often, let's say in the fitness realm, a personal trainer, they make the trainer wants to be the hero.
Yeah.
So the old you is the villain. And you're going to come to me and I'm going to give you all the answers. I'm going to help you do the work. And I'm just selling myself to you. Well, if you're the villain and I'm the hero, then there's really no guide in the story.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't want to be your hero. I'm just going to guide you along the process. Like, I'm Mr. Miyagi, dude. I'm gonna ask some good questions, but you're going to be the hero of your own story. Now, the old you, we're going to break these habits, but, like, you need to be the hero, and I don't want to be that person for you.
Yeah.
But so often, coaches, gurus, like, you got to come to me. I've got all the answers. And then people don't believe in themselves. They just believe, oh, I got to work with Josh, so now I'm good. No, dude, you had it beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just here just to pull it out of you and guide you along the process.
Yeah, and it's a great marketing strategy too, because, like, so many companies, and for, like, small business owners out there, customers don't want to work with somebody who all they talk about is them and their business. Yeah. Because what good does that serve me if you have great reviews and if you've grown X amount, and, at the end of the day, the customer is the hero. The customer is, like, they need to be the hero of the story, because it empowers them to, want to work with somebody that is going to help them be the hero of their story, like, i.e. the guide.
But going full circle, if in our hearts we're putting ourselves on the throne, then I need to be the hero. And it's an ego shot if I'm not. If I'm the guy, dude, that role sucks.
Yeah.
No, bro, let me solve your problems because it's about me. No, like, it's not about us. Every day we're trying to die to ourselves and just be good stewards with everything we've been given. And I want to turn everybody around me into their own heroes.
What does that mean? Like as far as die to self, because it's something it's so, we talk about it a lot in the Christian community. You know, take up your cross. I was actually reading in Luke. Bryce was talking about it at the on Friday, how like there's 24 chapters in Luke, so reading through that in December leading up to Christmas.
I might try to catch up.
I saw literally the next day I started it. So today is December 10th, so I think it was either yesterday or the day before, in Luke 8 or 9, thought like the whole phrase or section where Jesus was talking about, if you want to follow me, take up your cross daily.
Yeah.
Die to self is what that means, because a lot that's another thing is like, you hear take up your cross. What does it mean? The cross was a tool used for the most brutal death possible. So when we say take up your cross, literally that is saying put yourself to death on a consistent basis. So what does that mean in your eyes?
It's very so we're all skewed by our own perspective. So growing up in 2000s America, like it's hard to really feel the weight of that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they turn to Jesus and they turn to religion to get something out of it. Like, I need to go to God to fix my marriage. He'll fix it. I need help with my finances. Let me start praying on it. He'll fix it. My health, man, like I'm struggling with this and I need help with it. God can fix those things. But a lot of times we go to him just looking for answers for, honestly, like for more comfort. And he's not saying that. Like, if you're going to be a true follower of him, it's going to cost you something. And the hard thing here in America, which is, I think our epidemic, is lukewarm Christians. Like, we're not all in. We're going to God when it's convenient for us. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as we get everything rolling and the finances are in order, our marriage is great, I'm in great shape. Okay, like now it's on the back burner. I don't need him anymore. And then when something bad happens, we turn back to him. When you go around the world, like when it says, take up your cross and follow me, he's basically saying like this could cost you your marriage. This could cost you your employment. Like if you're in a predominantly like Muslim culture, for example, and you start becoming a Christian and a Christ follower, your wife might leave you, your family might disown you, you might lose your job, you might not have any place to live, and you're outcast. Would you still follow him if that was the end result?
Yeah, I mean, and there's great examples of people that have like a good platform, a good brand that they've built for themselves. Like I can think of people on certain sports networks I won't name that were outspoken about their faith, which led to them being pushed out of that network.
Yeah, because
of agendas that people have. But yeah, like if it's going to cost you something like that, are you still committed, or is it something that you just say? Is it something that you profess with your words?
Self-serving.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting back to it.
So what does it mean though to pick up your cross? Practically speaking, it's starting your day every day saying, God, use me. I'm committing my time, my next 24 hours to you. Guide my steps, like skim through my heart, like show me the desires that aren't of you that I'm putting in my heart that are growing, whether it be financial gain, but not for any other reason other than him. Is my ego getting too big with my fitness? It's not right now. I'm in horrible shape, relatively speaking. But like, if I start to get sub 10% body fat, like, is that starting to become an idol where I'm like, dude, look at me, like, no.
Yeah.
Like skim through that and release those and like change my desires to be of you. And
I've struggled with that honestly a lot, specifically with Take a Step, not to keep beating a dead horse, but like as it starts to grow a little bit and as we like finally start to see a little bit of the things play out that I had envisioned 3 years ago when it started, it's like I want to beat my chest a little bit and be like,
look what I did.
I've worked so hard for 3, and like I feel like that's a rational thing to think. Like you've put in so much work that so many people thought you were crazy for doing, where you saw no return, but you were still doing it and then now you start to see the results of that. And it's like, you want to feel a little sense of pride, boost the ego a little bit, but then like tying it back to like, I don't do this for myself.
Yep.
And I think having that mindset, I'm not getting to sub 10% body fat and trying to squat 405 pounds and bench 3 plates for myself. not trying to, I'm not trying to have the strongest relationships because it helps me. I'm not trying to, spend more time in the Word and like perfect these spiritual disciplines because it makes me look good. Like that is a commitment focused heart.
It's an interesting thing to be able to like celebrate your success, but ultimately recognize like it's not about you. It's nothing I did. Like praise God for it.
Yeah.
Now I can still say like, dude, awesome job because you followed through with it. So like you should feel a sense of pride, but it goes back to the nature of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are you proud of everything you did? Or is the underlying nature of your heart like, God, thank you for these opportunities?
It's the same thing when we talk about like falling in love and embracing the process. That doesn't mean when you experience some of the big milestones along the way that those shouldn't be celebrated.
Yeah.
Like there's
that's a hard thing.
It is.
Like as you start to marry yourself to the journey, like it's okay to stop every once in a while and be like, this is cool.
Yeah, like it's the same thing you were talking about with Tommy Prophet and like the whole like the next thing for the next year, the next album. Yes, he loves doing that. Like he is doing that because he loves consistently being in that process of doing the next thing. But I guarantee you, the moments like that night, you take a step back and you're like, golly, like look where we've come. Like this is awesome. And
it was cool. In between songs, he would stop and he would talk occasionally. And towards the end there, he's stopping. I mean, he's in a sold-out arena at Bridgestone, dude. Incredible. And he's thanking the orchestra, the choir, the sound guys. And then he gets to his wife. And this instant, like you hear him getting choked up. He can't make out words. Tears start coming out. He's like, man, she is such a rock star. So much of my time away from her had to be sacrificed to make this happen. But she supported me every step of the journey. He's like, she actually got me a box of Kleenexes because she knew I was going to cry when I talked about her. So he grabbed that. But it's cool just to see, like, even all of that, he recognizes, like, his wife had to make offerings in order for him to do that. Mm-hmm. The wives for our entrepreneurs are the unsung heroes. They don't get they don't get the glory. So shout out to Christina.
Shout out to Jaden.
Yeah,
Jaden, I know you're up. And Emmy's up, and she's been up since 4:30. But I love you. You're amazing.
Yeah, same, dude. I FaceTimed my wife before we went on air, and she's got our 3 girls in bed crawling all over her. She's like, "Yep, we're about to do breakfast, get the day started." Like I can't be here without her.
Yeah.
And they don't get all the glory moments.
No.
But like this doesn't happen without them. Tommy doesn't get to go out on a sold out arena in Bridgestone without his wife's support. Day in and day out.
Yeah. And like going back to being able to stop and like embrace the moments, realizing that it's just steps along in the process. But it's finding the balance between loving the process, not always getting fixated on what's next and being able to enjoy the moments, but not placing your fulfillment in those moments at the same time. Like when NFL teams win Super Bowls. There is I remember that. Have you seen the Tom Brady 60 Minutes when he got asked like what's like where are you at right now? It was like after his 5th Super Bowl or something like that.
I don't think so,
dude. It was so he's on 60 Minutes. They're asking him, you've experienced all the success, 5 Super Bowls, supermodel wife, all the riches. Like imagine like every single kid who picks up a football when they're younger, they dream of being the person that you are, the football player that you are. They're like, and they're like, tell me like what's next for you? And his response, like, you need to go listen to it. And for all you out there, go look up Tom Brady 60 Minutes after Super Bowl. He literally looks back at the interviewer and was like, this can't be all that there is.
Whew.
Like, you're talking about the epitome of any like aspiring young athlete, the success that they would want to experience. Like that, if there is any destination, he's there. If there's any destination people have in their mind, he's there. And for somebody that hundreds of millions of dollars, supermodel wife, best football player of all time, undisputed. Don't even try to say anything else.
I'll keep my mouth shut. That's another episode.
I'd love to just let
me come with some more facts on that one. But
Best football player of all time. Hard emphasis on that. Anyways, the like epitome of success. And he's saying this can't be all that there is, because I guarantee you he had a sense of fulfillment, sense of like everything wrapped up in the destination of the football player he wanted to become. And now he's there and realizing that this doesn't fill my cup.
I've heard a lot of celebrities say a rendition of that.
Yeah.
Like I've heard, I think it was Jim Carrey maybe say that I want everybody to get out there and make the millions of dollars and to live the dreams of like the life that they think they want, so they can realize how empty it is.
God, that's so good.
It's like, but tying it back, like that's where we're all looking up to something, and the guys that have reached what we're looking up to, when they're saying there's got to be something more,
yeah,
we have access to that something more right now.
Everyone does.
Yes.
And that's what that is the beauty of the process tied to Christ as well.
Yes.
Because like, yes, we have the process, and like we can experience that fulfillment that they're looking for right now because of what God has already done for us through the work of Jesus on the cross. And like tying it all back full circle is the process that we are able to experience fulfillment in is not available to us had it not been for what Jesus has done.
Amen.
And like, again, if you're on the throne, if the destination for what I want to accomplish is on the throne, then remember who took on the cross. And like it's so true, and that metaphor can be played through the way that we approach our life day to day. And like, hey, am I stepping into who God's called me to be? Am I, living out and being a good steward for the life that He's given me, the relationships He's placed me around, the body He's given me, the professional career I'm building? Like, am I doing that to glorify Him? If so, then like you are in the middle of the process that God wants you in. And I think a lot of people overlook that because they feel like, oh wait, but I haven't done the thing. I go back to the same. Have you heard be do have?
Yeah.
Like most people get it backwards. They say I want to have the thing so that I can do the stuff, and then become the person. They're like, all right,
I say that with every person that comes to my gym.
Yeah, like I can't experience the success I want because I haven't done the stuff, because I haven't become the person. When it's in fact the opposite. It is, you have to first become the person who's capable of doing the thing, who can then have the result.
Yes, that in the fitness realm, like if you want the 10% body fat in the sub 6 minute mile, people think that when they have to do these things to get that, and then they're going to be this athlete. It's like, no, you need to envision yourself and become an athlete, because the athlete is the person that wakes up early and hits the weights. The athlete is the person that says no to the donuts at the office and instead like brings their breakfast and has a green smoothie. The athlete is the person that gets good sleep and like prioritizes rest. And because they're doing all those things, sure, you're 10% body fat in sub 6 minute mile. Awesome. But if you need to become that person first, and you can tie that into any domain you want to throw it into. And
that whole be do have dichotomy, it's biblical.
Yeah.
Like you look back at God's command in Genesis, be fruitful, do multiply, have dominion. It's like the process is the same, whether if it's you go through the step framework, whether if it's in your strength, whether if it's in your tribe, your relationships, whether if it's in your professional growth, your expertise, or whether if it's in your spiritual life, your praise. So it's like it's something that you can take and completely replicate in any area of life. So yeah, I love that.
Beautiful.
Cool, man. Well, it's been awesome getting back together. Guys, we're going to be doing this more often. Love having conversations and allowing you guys to just kind of listen in. So it's been a great show. Anything else you want to leave us with? Anything top of mind that's just like jumping off your tongue?
Create goals. If we're going into 2026, like get clear on who that person is that you need to become in order to do all the things, and then take action. And if you're not around a group of guys that's going to hold you to that, find a tribe.
Yeah. Amen. And it's December 10th, the time we're recording this. So this will probably come out in a week and a half or so. So at that time, there'll probably be roughly 10 days left in the year. and create goals and taking action on them doesn't start at January 1st.
Yeah, let me end with that. Nothing magically happens when that ball drops at midnight and the new year starts. Like that new year, new you, like I have to tap into that messaging as a gym owner, and it crushes my soul. But everybody does it, so might as well follow in the trend. Start taking action now. Like people are 90% more likely to stick to their New Year's commitments if they start today. If you wait till the first of the year, if you wait till Monday to start the gym or the start of the month, like these different start dates that we put on things, like to start right now. And as you start to take action, you'll gain clarity on who it is that you actually want to become. What's been beautiful for me is my desires have started to change. As you mentioned, like what does it mean to take up the cross? Like what I actually deemed as success when I really stepped into this this world a couple years back, I was so ignorant.
For sure.
And as I've turned to prayer, grown with God, like I realized what I actually want has started to shift, and I wouldn't have gotten that if I didn't start to take action. So get moving.
Amen. How would January 1st look different if you spent the previous 10, 20, 30 days building momentum rather than just planning the expected momentum you want to generate at the new year?
Let's go.
Love it. Great conversation, brother. Guys, thanks for listening to another episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it, please leave a rating on whichever platform you listen. And always remember that no matter where you are in your growth journey, every mile begins with a step. Talk to you in the next episode.
32 miles. Whew.